Today, me and Shubham are going to talk about simplification of context-free grammars. Now, context-free grammars are important to simplify because simplified and small context-free grammars are easy to process. Now, in order to simplify it, there are 3 steps. Step 1, we remove the nullable variables from it. In step 2, we remove unit productions, and in the final step, we remove the useless variables. So Shubham will talk about step 1 and
this is Shubham, and I am going to talk about removal of nullable variables and removal of unit productions. So every production which is of the form capital A tends to lambda is classified as a nullable variable. Now let us consider a grammar. Capital S tends to small a, capital M, small b. Capital M tends to small a, capital M, small b. Capital M tends to lambda. As we can see here, the production capital M tends to lambda is a nullable variable. So we are going to replace capital M with a lambda wherever it is possible in the productions. So now we have replaced capital M with a lambda, and we have finally got our final grammar. So our new final grammar is capital S tends to small a, capital M, small b. Capital S tends to small a, small b. Capital M tends to small a, capital M, small b. And capital M tends to small a, small b. Now our second topic is removal of unit productions. Now every production which is of the form capital A tends to capital B, where A and B both are single variables and are both sides are classified as the unit productions. Now everywhere where production is of the form capital A tends to capital A, it should be removed immediately. Now let us consider a grammar. Our grammar is capital S tends to small a, capital A tends to small a, capital A tends to capital B tends to capital A, capital B tends to small b, small b. Now we are going to replace capital A with capital B wherever it is possible in the productions because it is a unit production. So finally we have replaced everywhere capital A with capital B, and we have now got our new grammar which is without a capital A, that is without a unit productions. S tends to capital S tends to small a, capital A, capital S tends to small a, capital B. Capital A tends to small a, capital B tends to capital A, capital B. Capital B tends to small b, small b. But now we have got a productions of the form capital B tends to capital B. As we have told that every productions of the form capital B tends to capital B should be removed immediately. So it should be removed immediately wherever it is in the productions. So now we have replaced capital B with a capital B, and now we have got a new grammar, which is capital S tends to small a, capital A tends to capital B, and capital A tends to small a, capital B tends to capital A, capital B tends to small b, small b. Now we have got a new unit production which is of the form capital B tends to capital A. So we are going to replace capital B with a capital A wherever it is possible in the productions. Now we have finally removed capital B with a capital A, and now we have got a new grammar over here. Our new grammar is now capital S tends to small a, capital A, capital S tends to small a, capital B, capital S tends to small a, capital A, capital A tends to small a, and capital B tends to small b, small b. Now we are going to remove repeated productions wherever it is in the productions. As we can see, we have got capital S tends to small a, capital A 2 times in the first production, and we are going to limit it to only 1 time. So now we have removed the repeated productions, and now we have got a final grammar which is capital S tends to small a, capital S tends to small a, capital B, capital A tends to small a, capital B tends to small b, and small b. Now we have got the removal of useless productions, which Nilay will be explaining to you.
Well, in the final step of removing of useless productions, we have to consider 2 things. First is to check the derivation whether they terminate or not. For example, in this case, productions like capital A, which will eventually give small a capital A and so on, will never terminate. Hence, it is important to remove them. And so it is a useless production. Now, in another grammar, we see that capital B is a useless symbol. This is because S is not directly connected to capital B, which means initial state is not connected to it. Hence, it has to be removed. In general, if S derives X capital A Y, which eventually derives capital or small w, which belongs to the language of this grammar, is said to be useful. Otherwise, it is said to be useless. Now consider this grammar, which is S tends to small a, capital S or A or C, A tends to small a, B tends to small a, C tends to A, small capital C and small b. Now our first step is to find all variables that can produce strings with only terminals. So here we can see capital A and capital B are the only production which do that. Hence we make a set containing capital A and capital B. Now in each production we check that if there is any combination of capital A or capital B present. We find that it is present in first production, that is the production for S. Hence we include S in the set. Now we can see that capital C is the only one which is not present in the set. Hence it is a useless symbol. So we get this as the final as the production after removing C. Now the resultant grammar, we see that B is not connected to the first state. Hence it is not reachable by S, so it has to be removed. So we get, after removal of B, we get this as the final grammar. Thank you.